Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to my stream. How's everyone doing? Hey guys, how are you? I'm doing free messages, free tarot messages. If you guys want to book an astrology reading or a tarot reading, my list is open. They are $25 for the stream. Private ones are $135. Hi, how are you? I'm doing free messages. So if you have a concern, you could put it down. So for example, job, career, you know, whatever, love, whatever it is, put it down and I will give you a message. If you want to book a reading with me right now on the stream, they are $25. Okay. All right. So just go ahead and let me know your, oh, thank you so much, Maya. Let's see. So Maya, do you want a message? Okay, so the message that this talks about is someone receiving information that is kind of pisses them off. So this is someone that might be close to you or at least works with you that allows their emotions to kind of ruin the situation. Give me 1 second, guys, just to have the cards not be so stuck on my hands. Okay, let's see. I have to go a little bit back just because in case I miss somebody. Let's see. So Cullen is asking for a card pull. So I'm trying to go in order. Okay. So Cullen. All right, so this is talking about government. This can be a government job. If it's career, maybe it's, you know, something pending. So something that has its, you know, due process. So some litigation or something like that. But this has to do with government. It has to do with any government agency. Remember, it's better that these are messages, so they go quick. So if you want something, you know, a little bit more tailor-made, you let me know the theme of where you want me to book. Because some people want health, some people want career, some people want love. Okay. All right, let's see. If you guys are looking for astrology highlights, I do them in shorts because my long ones are on Substack. So if you guys want love scopes, I do those very intensely when I write those horoscopes. But if you guys want something on the fly and free, you can always check out my shorts. That's a series that I'm starting, okay? Okay, let's see. So this one is D7 Sin. This is a message, D7 Sin. And this is talking about, in some way, there's toxicity. So this can be something that someone is consuming, or the subject of toxic or poisonous or allergic things are coming to play here. So this is the theme that comes out for you, okay? So hopefully it's not something with you, you know, or anyone that you care about either, because that would be terrible, you know, to know that they're going to have allergic reaction or watch what they eat or something. But in some way, this theme is playing a stronghold, okay? And also it can be when there's, you know, using something for, you know, toxic means, or like, you know, wrong use of something that's supposed to be beneficial. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Faisi is asking, can you have a card? Oh, Faisal. Wait, I think I'm behind on people. I think I'm behind. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get to everybody, but let's see. Am I on the right? Okay, so D7 Sin, I already did. So the best thing to do, guys, the best thing to do is, because people are always asking, when I do readings, they're very detailed, extremely detailed. If you know the way I work, you know, you see all my live streams, they are very long, an hour. And so you see the way I read is very, very detailed. So these are fast because you guys are coming in, you're in and out. If you want to put a theme for me to look into and give you a message, you can do that too. Sometimes I am hosting free questions. Sometimes I answer free questions. And those are different. Sometimes I'll do energy checks with dice readings and stuff. I always like to switch it up. Sometimes I do crystal ball and stuff. Tonight I'm giving you a message. You can give me the theme of what you want, like career, love, whatever. There's a message there, okay? Because if you want a blanket one, it may confuse you, because, you know, some of you might get it if you have a water sign, and some of you might be like, what is she talking about? All right. Let's see. Axis and Alina. So that's a love question. The thing is that I realize you're asking a love question, but the thing is that there is an energy here of a person trying to make it online or make it on their own business. This is a person that is trying to be successful in their entrepreneurial pursuits, I guess you would say. Okay, let's see. So this is for, I'm trying to get to everybody, guys. So if I skip you, I don't mean to. Just ask me again. I don't consider that spamming. All right, let's see. So this one is for Tariq. Tariq, the message that you're getting here is a confusion, especially that has had a female giving you advice, all right? So, or the subject of a female in some way. So this is when advice is interwoven into your own confusion. And this is the message there. Okay. So the next one is for, let's see, this one, I believe it was Christina Allen, right? Christina Allen. Did you guys, if you guys, well, that might be behind, but if you guys have a theme, you can go ahead and, so I'm getting questions. I'm not answering questions directly, but if you have a theme like career or love, or, you know, sometimes I do answer questions and I do give mini readings. Sometimes I do crystal ball. Sometimes I do, you know, a scry. Sometimes I do runes. I switch it up when I'm doing freebies. If you guys want to book a tarot, they're $25 and those are like 25 minutes. So those are like, you know, longer reads. Okay, love. Thank you. That just makes me give you the, because these are general, but, you know, life has a lot of slices. So it's better that I focus on a section for you. Okay, this is for Christina Allen on love. Okay, so this brings about Aries energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be an Aries sun that we're talking about, but it can be that the area in the chart has a, remember I'm an astrologer, so I can't help but incorporate when I'm doing tarot some of my astrology. But anyway, this has Aries energy. In other words, this can be around Aries' birthday. So this can be making a mark of when Aries was having their birthdays. So Aries season, maybe something happened with that connection. This also has to do with somebody who is very independent and is go-getter. So this is, the message here is saying, don't leave your goals, don't leave your focus for something that someone else can come and shake up. They have to come to you. Don't, okay, you're in Aries, okay. But this is, oh no, that's Christabel. Oh, okay, no, I was reading for Christina Allen, okay? So, yeah, I'll get right to you though. This is for only for Christina Allen. So the message there is with love, you know, try to pursue what you need to, but don't let it interrupt your goals, especially right now. Okay, especially in these times. So they have to put their part as well, is what I'm trying to say to you, Christina. Okay, now this one is for Christabel Staden. Should you continue to try to work this out or leave it alone? I'm not answering questions for free right now, guys. If you do, they are $25. I am a love specialist. If you know my work, I have tons of stuff on my channel, and you guys can see my work for months and months and months, a year. And you know, my long streams. But all I'm trying to tell you is, yes, in astrology and in tarot, I do specialize in love. I do a lot of love and career work for people. But I am a love astrologer. Tonight I'm doing themes, so if you want a message for your theme, if you want a paid reading, they are just $25, and they are pretty intense. You will leave with clarity, okay? But if you want the free ones, just give me a theme. So love, career, family, social life, a health question, something like that, okay? So that's what we're doing here. All right, so I said question, I meant theme. Okay, theme, okay, love. All right, so this one is for Christabel, love. Okay, so this is a situation where the person, the querent, meaning you, has put themselves, so I speak harshly sometimes. I don't mean to be, I'm very direct. Please do not, if you're very tender-hearted, do not mistake my words, okay? This is when the querent has put themselves in a scenario that they shouldn't have, and they are slowly waking up. This is a situation where the theme of this message is talking about when a person has rose-colored lenses on, when they want to really stick with it and see the beauty, but it's forced. One thing is seeing the beauty and realizing what you have in front of you and admiring it and being adult about it and saying, you know, I'm going to love the spiritual instead of the money. You know, that's a beautiful thing. But there's also one where you're like BSing yourself. You know, there's one where it's like, come on, like really? If it sucks, it sucks, you know what I mean? If it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, you know, it's a duck. So this is what this is saying. Be realistic, be honest with yourself. That's the message. All right, let's see. Can you please have a message? So I'm not answering questions. If you want, you can give a theme. I'm very happy to give you your theme for it, all right? Okay, let's see, Tariq. Oh, okay, you're saying, yeah, giving turns. Thank you so much, guys. If you have a theme, put it down. I will give you a general message. Why? Because life is complicated. Some people want medical, some people want social, family, a work situation, love. There's a lot of things. I'm just doing themes because these are fast. Okay, let's see. Thana, I'm sorry. Fan Deluzalo. Fan. I think I got it right. I'm so sorry, sweetie. Okay. So this is giving a very Capricorn way of being. I'm not saying that's your sun sign. I'm saying that Capricorn is the energy that is prominent here. Remember that when I'm an astrologer, so I'm never going to stop talking about astrology. You know, if that bores you, you're on the wrong channel, because it's the way that I am, you know. So you know, a lot of people get obsessed with their sun sign, but it's really, the more you study astrology, the more you learn that we are a little piece of all the signs. Like, all the signs are there to help our life in some way, and they're part of your natal chart. And in this particular case, this is a very Capricorn. So this means that this part of your life is highlighted at this time. It's when a person calculates their emotions and they say, okay, I'm going to take the smart way out. I'm going to analyze what I really want, because I'm not going to be trapped. This comes from fear. This comes from seeing parents or friends of parents or friends or siblings make mistakes with love. And the person grows up saying, I'm never going to do that. I am not going to do that. My wall is up. Oh no, that is not going to be me. So they have a very calculated and strong mentality, because they never want to become what whoever else was, right? I don't want to be that. That is at the root. The message is saying that your way of being right now is not giving you the result that you want. It will pan out at some point, because this has a good omen. This turns out to be something like where you say to yourself, I'm glad I waited, or I'm glad the way I'm thinking, I'm glad I am me. Although right now you don't have the result that you want, it will come in time. There will be a reward for the way that you think. It's just not now. All right, so that is the love message in general for you, and it is very highlighted by Capricorn. So if you're aware of your chart and you're aware of your current horoscopes at this time, because remember, your natal chart is just when you're born. Horoscopes is as your life progresses, what's going on tonight, today, tomorrow, this week. That is an important part. So there's a lot of cerebral energy there, so good for you. If you guys have a theme, put it down below. I am giving messages. So in other words, it's a general message based on the theme of life that you want. So love, career, stuff like that. When I do questions, I will definitely tell you, and I'll do mini readings when I have more time. Then I can take free questions directly, what you want to know. But these are just guided messages in general. If you guys want to check out my shorts, I'm going to be starting a horoscope series. I've only done 2 of them today, like Taurus and Aries, but I'm going to be doing those fast, because shorts are fast. So those are good, and those are free, and I'm going to pump a lot of those out so you guys can know. Free highlights, free horoscopes. If you guys are into the big thing, you can join my Substack. All right, guys, if you guys want a reading, they're $25 on the stream. I only suggest a reading for those that want clarity. If it's for entertainment and stuff, that's fun, but right now, like I said, readings are for when a person says, you know what, I'm really confused, and I really need the spirituality to give me clarity on that. I need spirit to give me clarity. So that's what that's about. I don't push readings on anybody. All right. If you have a theme you want a message on, go ahead and put it down. So family, health, career, love, a specific, let's say if it's a business decision, something like that, just give me the theme. I gave you a couple of examples, and I will give you a message for you based on the theme of life. If you have questions for me, I'll be doing those later today, probably in the afternoon or early evening. I will be doing free mini readings on the stream, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much. Go ahead and put your theme down below, and I will be happy to answer that for you. I do have a question sometimes if I do collectives as an astrologer. Yes, as a tarot master, I do collectives with tarot, with love, and I post those on my Substack. And I do horoscopes in detail? Yes, I do free ones, and they're going to be done in shorts, and I'm doing lengthy ones for $10 a month, and those are weekly, and those are for on my Substack as well. All right, let's see, business for Tariq. All right, there's a great idea here. There is something where the person says, I know I'm going to succeed. I'm going to ask about it anyway. I know that it will. It's like when a person's determined. I'm going to ask, but I already know. This is good. This talks about success. This talks about a person aiming at what they want and going for it. This talks about knowing that they can absolutely shine. The problem is here that this is something that you may leave once you start it and it starts going a little bit well, you abandon it. So this is when, the person is saying, the message is saying, do you stick to something? How long have you stuck to something before you just switch it up and say, okay, next, I'm bored. I want the next thing. So this is like saying, now is the time. Now is the time. Don't leave it. If you're going to do it, and then stick to it. And then until 4 years go by, 5 years go by, can you do it that long? All right, stick to what you love. Stick to it. Don't abandon it. Be patient, Tariq. Okay, here we go. Peter, removing enemies from your life. One left. Will I succeed? Ooh, I would answer that, but because the way you're asking it can be interpreted in a safety way, we're not allowed to do that on the platform. Think about it. What do you mean by eliminating? You know what I mean? We have to ask safe questions on here. So if you want to say like, is you're planning to succeed to socially cut ties? I can answer it like that. Okay. Might as well treat our jobs like humans too, since no one and nothing is loyal. Treat our jobs like humans too. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean by that, because we are living in a world where, as much as we criticize boomers and stuff like that, they did create a world where customer service was number one. And as much as we embrace all the other generations for bringing in modernization, I see that customer service is dead. And we deal with bots, and we deal with there's not enough care anymore. And complaint departments don't even work anymore. They're there to just, it's weird. We live in a weird, you don't matter as a client. And that's sad in many ways. But at the same time, we're at the brink of AI, which is, can be so many good things, but then again, I don't know. It's such a weird Pluto and Aquarius time right now. Backstabbing connections. Will you successfully evict the last from my home? Okay, I'm gonna just give you a message. You're all over the place with a lot of things. You're asking one card on way too many scenarios. I catch your drift though. I'm gonna give you a message, okay? So yeah, but I just want you to know that if you want a reading on your particular eviction situation process, because that is legal, that would be a reading, although it depends on the state, because there are many laws regarding squatters rights and a lot of things like that. It's very, very tricky. It all depends. An eviction is clean as long as there was a contract in the form of a lease, and the lease was clear. If they have an attorney, so it's a whole thing. I read a lot on legal cases, so that's why I'm saying to you, that in particular has its own story. As far as your environment of lies, deceit, there might be things that people have done to cross you that you don't even know about, that you might hear about it later, that it could be money loss or whatever it is. So there's a lot to social things. When I do readings, I really dive in to see what the hell's going on, who's stealing what, and who said what, and can it put you in a jeopardized situation, okay? But anyway, I get what you're saying. Let me go ahead and do an energy check for you. So this talks about a situation where a person can be, how should I say? Okay, let me give me 1 second to put my mouth and brain in gear to give you the message. Okay, here goes. This starts off with the online space. This starts off with something that has a tedious digital aspect. This can be a contract. This can be some kind of document. This can be communication online about something legal, like a rental or a purchase or whatever. And this talks about the wheels turning, this progressing, and then all of a sudden it can be in a situation where a person doesn't cover their tracks the right way, or doesn't cover their tracks, no, how should I say, when you don't do the things you need to do line by line, and then you end up paying the price for it. So what does this mean? This means that you're about to, or you have already embarked on, or maybe it's the early preliminary process of something that is paper, has like a paper trail, has a process. You've already embarked on it. And as the weeks go by, or maybe within the next 2 weeks, this is talking about you not seeing a loophole that ends up costing you more money or puts you in a position that you don't want to be in. So this is a warning saying, go back, read through everything, and if you need hired help, then get the hired help. Have trained eyes. There's something you're missing that will cost you money, that will put you in between a rock and a hard place. That's when a person either skims through something or says, yeah, I already know about it, I'm an expert. And then they're like, oh shit, I guess I'm not an expert. So this is saying to you, it's a warning. Something's about to put you in a hot spot and it can cost you money, okay? That is the message. Let's see. Maviser says the individuals that stay together are those that lie to others about their... I think you're talking about a conversation from someone else, because I don't understand. It sounds like I read a piece of a back and forth with someone else, so I won't butt in if you're talking to someone else on the stream. Okay, let's see. I think I got to everybody. Hey guys, how are you? Okay, let's see. So no 1-8. Interesting, I was spelling it. Love. Okay, here we go. So no new one. Oh, God, he's just playing so much on words. Okay. Definitely Libra energy. So this is involving a Libra. And this, of course, they could be Libra Sun, Libra Rising, Libra Moon. Either one of the big three. When I say a sign, it's one of the big three. So this is Libra energy. And this is when a person is putting effort into someone that is not giving it back. And there's a sense of maybe like vanity. Okay? So patience. But yeah, watch where you put your focus. All right, guys, thank you so much for being part of my stream. I have to hop off in a few minutes. I do have a private reading to do, but I will be back, and I pop in at all hours. So sometimes graveyard shift, sometimes early morning, sometimes afternoon. Hit the bell if you want to know when I hop on. If you ever book a reading, you could book it through appointments, or you can also text the shop. If you happen to book one when I'm not streaming. All right, they're $25 on the stream. And if you want a private reading for a very important matter, I have private readings as well. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I will be back next time.